So some of you said that your introductions are, you are the first timers and you're learning Azure kind of the first time. So others, please excuse us. And because some of you know this, it's a blend of all. You have to bring everybody into one page. That's what I'm trying to do, sir, right? It should take 15-20 minutes, not more. Let me start. So first of all, why was there a necessity of starting something called Azure? Why was Microsoft obsessed? Or before Microsoft and all that, you all know very well. The first company who started cloud business, in other words, is AWS, because they were the sellers. They created this business buzz, and every company started joining that league later, be it Microsoft, be it IBM Cloud, be it a lot of companies have joined. I'm sorry if I'm missing Ali Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Google Cloud Platform. So all these GCPs and all these started later, much later. So first, sir, what was the necessity of doing all this? Because you know, sir, you all have a lot of years of experience. We know how much of struggle we went through data centers, right, sir? Not everything is so smooth and nice, right, in a data center. Looks super, looks awesome. Excellent data center, well managed, sir. But there is other side of the coin also. I don't know how many, I'm sure some of you would have really had an exposure to work in physical data center. Anyone? Because I worked on physical data centers, sir. My life, at least 2 years, 2.5 years, I spent on physical data centers. Anybody here? Like you went to the server room, worked on it, or did some changes or something like that? Anyone here, sir? I'm sure some of you have more experience.
I went for 2 times KD when I was in HP. You know, right? HP Cloud, how much it is good, how good it is, the data center.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible.
HP employee, 1 year, yes.
Yeah, it's a horrible actually. The sound and all, it's really irritating, and it is not I mean, the current pictures you are seeing here, right? It's not that much good. Even worse actually before I went there.
Okay, got it. So Balaji, you're saying something.
Yeah, I went twice, KD, but I didn't got chance to do anything. But my friend took me inside, like network member. So along with him, I went to see how data center inside it's working. But we have a console to handle the data centers level. So I didn't have chance to
Anyone else, like Balaji mentioned, anybody else went to see the data centers or a visit of it? Or there's a reason why I'm asking all this, because whoever went will know what the hell goes inside. So a lot of power management, right? A lot of AC management, heat management, power management. And so monitoring of that many servers, some hundreds and thousands of servers in your company, monitoring them, capacity planning, sir. So, Vijay Bhai said thumbs up. Yeah. So capacity planning. So capacity planning can be a big pain, because how much of space you have, how much you have to reserve, how much you have to allocate for the future, all these challenges we have. And then, sir, anything happens in the data center, real-time reporting, right? That in that rack, fifth slot array, there is a problem, or a disk array has a problem. So just one word I want to tell before we start. If you look at these racks, right, not necessarily all of them are servers. Some see, for example, look at this. These are called as blade servers. There are 2 types of servers, sir. Tower server. Actually, I have tower server I use at home. But normally this is a rack, like a CPU that we use. But these are rack servers. They save the space, and that's what all companies use, rack servers. Dell is famous for selling, and the HP and many companies for that matter. So what I'm saying really is rack servers, not necessarily everything is a server. Okay, so can you see in this picture properly? I don't know, I can't zoom it, but these are tower servers. Do you see? It's a one CPU, it's a big one. So I made sure that everything I'm showing in this picture, this is a one tower, this is a rack. So edge blade servers is what you call them. The whole thing is called as a rack. Inside that we have blade servers, and these are tower servers. The reason why we are discussing these words now is because till now your company was managing. Once Azure or AWS, all this came, the other companies are managing, and we are using. We have become an end user. So and again, one more thing, sir. Not necessarily that these are servers. Sometimes it can be a storage array also. When I say storage array, it can be a hard disk, set of disks. So when you look at a rack, sir, it could either be servers. When you look at a rack, it could be a disk also. So both can be there. Just keep that word in mind because some topics are coming there. We will discuss again. So moving on. So what are the challenges that we have in managing a data center? Power management, monitoring was a problem. Capacity planning is a problem. Real-time reporting of events. Anything goes off, immediately informing, managing performance. Oh my God. So HP, I don't know if I can take this name and give an example or not. So one of the database servers, we had a performance issue. You will laugh when I tell the whole logic. There was a performance issue. And we were troubleshooting all over the world. And finally, when we got to see, what happened, there was a rat bite on the cable, network cable. And that was the slowness, reason behind the slowness. And how on earth can we guess it? So, and then finally, the network team did this monitoring, bandwidth monitoring at the last. And then we got to know there was a rat bite and the bite was loose and hanging around while cable replaced. And so that issues can also be there. Rat bites, rats. So anyways, finally, what we are saying is physical data centers are not that easy. Was easy maybe, or maybe there was no option earlier. We were only thinking about it, but now things have changed. And then, sir, after that, physical data center is one point. Then onwards, what companies started doing? Normally one data center. But later on, companies started doing what, sir? One head office and one branch office, so that if anything happens here, your servers are still safe. What do you call that? Maybe normally head office and branch office used to be in the same city in different buildings or in different cities overall for protection purpose. So if they are in the same city nearby different buildings, you used to call them as high availability. If they are in different locations, all in all different places, we used to call it them DR, disaster recovery. So HA, high availability, same office, 2 buildings, minimum safety, sir. DR means in different location. So that's what we were doing, right? HADR, and you all are doing the same for many years now. And sir, or sometimes now GODR has come up, different locations in the globe you are following and maintaining safety of the server. But whatever it is, end of the day, you have to manage a server. It's getting painful. So what did companies do? They started thinking ideas. What are the other ideas we can use? The idea was to use virtualization later. So I'm telling about all this or 60s and 70s story. I'm not telling anything now new. So in virtualization came in 70s, I think 75 or so, 70 or 75, maybe I'm a little wrong here and there, but a virtualization concept came. So what happened with virtualization, sir? Rather than managing rather than managing multiple servers, what people started doing is purchase one big server and create VMs inside that so that you can save. So 3 buildings can become 1 building. 1 building can become 1 floor. 1 floor can become 1 simple room. 1 room can become shrink. So meaning, sir, rather than physically keeping servers, physical servers, throw them out, use virtual concept. So virtualization ruled the world for years, decades, 2 decades, 70s to 90s, it ruled like anything. Or maybe 80s to 90s, whatever. So it ruled like anything. So then what happened? Virtualizations were also good idea, good deal. So that means what, sir? You can see here. Once virtual software will be there, like there are so many softwares you all would have heard, VMware, Hyper-V, I'm sorry if I'm missing any names, Oracle VirtualBox, but main market, in the market, 2 main softwares, VMware is a VMware product, and second one is a Hyper-V Microsoft product. So that's why I did not put VMware on my slides. I'm a hardcore Microsoft fan, so please excuse me for that. And then, sir, hypervisor. So you will have a hardware and you can create as many operating systems, VMs, as you want. So 1 physical server, multiple virtual servers. That's all. So look at this, 1 physical machine, whereas virtual machine, in the virtual machine, you will have multiple operating systems. End of the day, all of them will use the same hardware. They will share the hardware. So rather than small servers, I purchased 1 big server. And so do you know this internet centers we used to visit, right? Internet centers. Nowadays, we all are at home, but normally we used to go to an internet center for using internet. So in the initial days of internet, people used to purchase heavy server. Heavy servers means high-end PCs. Let's say it's a 10 people capacity internet center. So listen to this because I'm giving a good example here. 10 people sitting capacity, 10 machines that guy has to purchase, then 10 CPUs. Yeah, that too little high end. Then what they did, sir, later on, a new concept came because my friend used to own an internet center, sir. New concept where monitor and screens will be there. Only one PC will be there. Anybody knows this? One high-end powerful machine in the internet center, sir, next to the person, one high-end machine. Remaining all are consoles only, monitors and keyboards. All of them will access internet from one place itself. One PC, that's it. So that saved a lot of money for the internet people. So it ruled for around 10-15 years, that concept. Same way, so than purchasing multiple servers, purchase one big server, a little extra money, and you're saving your money. And that's also, so meaning, see, look at that. Data centers came, HADR came, virtualization came, and so we look at the way we are progressing. And then, sir, then came the awesome thought. Earlier, create me a VM, I am happy, right? No. People started demanding. Let's say Akram said, hey, I want a VM, virtual machine. I want 4 GB RAM. I want 6 processors. I want a 500 GB hard drive. That is Akram's requirement. Let's say Vijay Bhaiya has said that I want 32 processors, 32 cores, and he wants a RAM of 120 GB, RAM 120 GB, hard disk another 10 TB. So something like that. So Mr. Vijay asked for this and Akram asked for this. So people demands are changing, see. So customization started. I want that, I want this. And then, sir, look at this. Everything is being treated. I don't know. I'm not keyboard and all, not just telling you, sir. Everything has been treated like a commodity or resource. Resource is the correct word. So how many of you are into stocks, real estate, stock market? Anyone or two? Okay. So in stock market, either you can go and purchase stocks and all, right? Other than stocks, nowadays, not nowadays, from a long time, you can purchase gold, you can purchase cotton, you can purchase coal, crude oil, coal, and you can also purchase. So there are many commodities, component wise, not only stocks, you can do this kind of purchases also. You can invest on them. If cotton price increases, your money also increases, something like that. So commodity markets. So just like that, people started treating everything as an individual entity. And then Mr. What's this guy's name? Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, got this thought that why not let me sell VMs, virtual machines. Right, sir? That was the first thing. Jeff was the first person to business model this and say, I am selling virtual machines. Whoever wants to come and purchase from me. And it sold like anything, sir. That's where computing started, cloud computing started. That's all. This is a small, as I said, 10-15 minutes, done. If no questions, can I go forward quickly? Yeah, because this is very much fundamental. Any questions you have, else I'll go on, move on. Okay, sir. I'm assuming there are no questions because I'm waiting for your response, else I will move on. So clouds are of different types. When I say clouds, because first of all, say again, there might be a conversation like, why the hell this word called cloud? Why not something else? In simple words, cloud is nothing but which you can see, but you really cannot see the internals, right? You can't see what's going behind the cloud. Cloud is just like infra built and you can't see what's behind. Like that, sir. Looks feasible, but you don't know the internals, how it works. Okay, so I don't know. Now again, next question, right? So who coined this word? Who put this word? We'll talk. But what I'm saying is that there are different types of clouds. If I am a seller, I am selling virtual machines. Please, if I only sell virtual machines, nobody will purchase my cloud. I need to give multiple options to customers. So Microsoft, as of today, is selling somewhere around 230 services in the cloud. Not only VM, virtual machine, they are selling hard drives. They are selling, okay, so let me stop here. Let us go to Azure services list. Right, sir? Azure services. What are the Azure provided? By the way, sir, in Azure, in Azure or AWS, sir, we should call it a service. Everything is a service. Everything you purchase on a cloud is a service, and the fundamental terminology is service. Okay, so same way, if you can go to Google and search for AWS, AWS services list, or you do for Oracle also, you will get both. So AWS cloud products. Okay, these guys are calling product. Microsoft calls it services. So on the left-hand side, you can see these are the complete categories under AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning. They are selling a lot of, these are all softwares. These are all softwares that work. Under analytics, they are selling a lot of products under analytics. As a SQL Server DBA, I'm sure we will not touch Data Factory in this course, but to some extent, minimum information I'll be giving. Data Factory is nothing but SSIS. So on-prem, you had SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, right? Now it's on the cloud, sir. You can use SSIS on the cloud, Data Factory. They call it ADF, Azure Data Factory. That's a service. Okay, sir. And data analytics. You can do data lake. You can use. You can do the what you call the big data stuff. You can dump into it and use it for data analytics. I mean, so there are a lot of products. Okay, so nowadays Synapse. Oh my God, Synapse has got a huge demand. Synapse. Limitless possibilities, and this line, this word gives really literally a context to it, sir. Azure Synapse. There are so many jobs coming up on Azure Synapse, but again, sir, it requires analytical knowledge like SSAS, analysis services knowledge, right? Data warehousing, that type of knowledge should be there, initial fundamental knowledge, but this is also one type of that services. By the way, I'm not wasting time. I'm showing the list of services that are available. So now if you really sit and count each and every service, more than, and then by the way, what are we discussing now? So as per our course, first what we'll do, we'll finish virtual machines. We'll talk about each and every option, discuss virtual machines. Because after discussing virtual machines, we will do always on AG on the virtual machines. KD, why always on AG? Because as you all see, some of you are coming here for supporting your organization, but some of you are also coming here for a next job change. And so now if you look into the interviews now outside, everybody are asking about always on AG on Azure especially. And there are a lot of, what do you say? When it comes to on-premises, it's straightforward and easy. When it comes to Azure, it is not straightforward and easy. There are a lot of tweaks and things we have to do. So we will talk about that. Sir. That is the reason why we are doing always on AG in our course. Is that okay to everyone? Sir? We'll finish this stuff first, then go to the SQL databases, because this is an important fundamental topic we have to discuss. If you have any concerns and all that, we can always talk. But that is a plan we are going. Finishing the needed IaaS stuff, the needed ones, and quickly jump into the PaaS stuff. Okay, so when you find time, I'll put this list in our WhatsApp group. Whenever you find time. So please, just like that, sir, as a understanding of the names, right? Okay, oh, okay, this is there, that is there. You can go through that list once. Now, going to the AWS part, sir, same thing. Our compute, they also call it compute. Yeah. So under compute, we call them virtual machines, right? In Azure. If you go to compute, sir, under compute, we have, where is it? Virtual machines. Yeah, here it is, virtual machines. Amazon calls it EC2. EC2 means Elastic Cloud Compute. I'm sure some of you know this, EC2, ECC or Elastic Cloud Compute, meaning it's a virtual machines in simple words. Like that, they have many services that they own. Can I move on, sir? Perfect. So Azure provides around 230 services, around 220, 230. AWS provides a few more services, 240, 250 close to. So they have got some extra services than us. But all in all, both are one and the same, sir. Everything you have here is there. Everything you have there almost is here, except a couple of stuff. Okay, done with that, sir. So why did I go there is to tell you that the word called services is important. And next, but not the last but not the least, sir, there are three types of clouds: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. So first I want to talk about private cloud. Private cloud, did you notice in the introduction part? Let me see who said it. Private cloud, we are managing a huge private cloud, Mr. Puru. So Puru said that in their office environment, I'm not on the public cloud, but we are managing a huge private cloud. Am I right, Puru?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So everyone, they are managing a private cloud. So what is a private cloud, sir? We all are also managing private cloud in our companies. So your company has your own data center. Your company has your own data center, obviously. Yes, sir. I think without needless to say, everybody have your own data centers in your organization. So technically we can say we are managing private cloud. Private means it's private to my company. Of course, KD, but where is cloud here? In your company means how come you can call it cloud, sir? Without a second thought. Can you see this picture? I love this picture because it gives a clear explanation, a clear-cut explanation. Look at this scenario 1 and scenario 2. First, look at the first scenario. This is one head office. This is your branch office. Got it? And so you are managing your own servers, your own data center. It is absolutely called as a private cloud. Or second scenario, sir, you don't have anything at the customer place. There is nothing. Hosting provider like Microsoft, like Amazon, they are managing your servers, our servers. They have it. That is also called as a private cloud. So you hand over your everything to them, or you manage everything. Both are called as private clouds. Here, hosting provider is supporting you. There, you are managing yourself. Both can be called as private clouds. Did I confuse, sir, or is it okay, or is there a concern?
So
private
here,
yeah,
I have a question. So here, the second scenario, it's our resources are managing by Microsoft, and it's dedicated to our company. Is that correct?
Correct. So all the resources like VMs, storage, network, everything is with them. Yeah.
And this is not also shared with anyone.
Yes, sir. Exactly. So private cloud means now, sir, what is the difference between private cloud and public cloud is when I say private cloud, Microsoft and I will go into an agreement saying that, hey, I will give you a dedicated space. We will give you the highest priority. When we are keeping your VMs in one server, and that server will not be shared with anyone. This guarantee Microsoft must give me. Then that means I have to pay more. Sir. In a public cloud, what happens? All are shared. Shared, meaning RK, if you are creating one VM, KD is creating one VM, Tiago is creating one VM, Akram is creating one VM. In a public cloud, sir, you don't know, I don't know, we don't know how Microsoft is managing internally, but it is possible that your VM, my VM, Tiago's VM, and Akram's VM, all four are present in the same box, physical box. We are sharing without knowing, without notice, we are sharing. In a private cloud, not allowed. So because that is a private space Microsoft is assuring me, and Microsoft is saying that, sir, your VMs will be for you and will charge you more because we need to give you a detail. We need to give you a specific focus. So that's a private cloud. So now 1 second. So just watch this. If the same topic we talk in a public cloud, sir, look at this. So look at this. Just look at this picture in a public cloud scenario. See, 1, 2, 3. 3 people are creating VMs. All the VMs are maybe shared in the same servers physically. So first of all, in the cloud world, everything is a virtual machine. So physical machines are not there. Everything is a virtual machine. So last 4 years back onwards, since 4 years, physical machines also came. Meaning, Akram, you can talk to Microsoft and say that, hey, I want physical access. I don't want virtual machines. I want physical machine. Microsoft is giving. Amazon is selling. Sir. Nowadays, last 4 years, 3 to 4 years. But earlier, I'm talking about, sir, when did this cloud start? 2006. 2006. Amazon started in 2006. Since then, sir, everything is a virtual machine. 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, or 18, 19, up to 18, 19, sir. These many years, cloud means virtual machine only. If you want now, sir, there is a demand. You can tell, hey, Microsoft, I want physical machine. I don't want a virtual machine. And sir, I want a dedicated physical machine. Dedicated. That becomes what, sir? Private cloud. And dedicated only for you, not shared with anyone. So physical server also you can get if you want nowadays, or you can also get, mostly it is virtual machines, VMs. So
Thank
if you look at this picture, sir, in a public cloud, you are sharing with others. In a private cloud, it's a dedicated space provided for you.
Dedicated space provided, but again, it will be hosted in the cloud environment only.
Correct, sir. It hosted in their environment only, hosted in their data center only, but an assurance, an agreement, a documentation done, and a mutual consent that I will make sure that we don't share your servers with anyone. That's the guarantee that they assure to us. That's a private cloud.
And one more in public cloud, which I created along with some other created separate setup for virtual machine. That virtual machine, it will be used by someone else also. Or
No.
again,
VMs are not used by anybody else, sir, but your VM, my VM may be present in the same physical server. Like you created a VM, I created a VM.
Yeah.
VM, sir, everyone, we have some friends. I don't know if you have not created VM till now. So 2 minutes. Let me pause RK's question. So in every laptop, your laptop also, you will have it. You just have to see it. Hyper-V, sir. If you don't have, you have to install. Everyone, in your laptop, Windows 10, it comes by default with Windows 10, but your Windows 10 should be a Pro, or your Windows 10 should be a Ultimate, or the higher versions. Basic version, you will not have it. If you are Windows, okay, look at my Windows 10, MS Info 32. If I run this command, you can see my Windows 10 is a Pro. Got it, sir? So mine is a Pro. I will definitely have, or rather I installed. So now if you look at this Hyper-V, look at this one, sir. This is my Hyper-V software. Do you see here? My physical machine, sir. I have created one virtual machine here. I already have it. I stopped it. So what is this virtual machine? So you can also create one more if you want. I can tell, hey, I'm creating a virtual machine, VM2. That is what Windows VM1, right? This is Windows VM2. And I will store it in C:\VMs location. So I'm just showing you where I'm storing. Next, hit next. Generation 1 VM I want. How much RAM you want? Okay, I want 4 GB RAM, 4096 MB. Oops. 4096 MB, 4 GB RAM. Hit next. And it's asking network, my network card. And then it's asking how much hard drive you want. I'm saying I want a 512 GB hard drive. So I can choose, sir, and then click on next. Install operating system later. I'll install it later. Just showing a VM creation. Hit next and click on finish. So what happens, sir? Second VM is created. So like this, sir, when you create a VM in the cloud, right? In my PC, the VM is getting built. In cloud, sir, in Microsoft data center, in a very powerful machines, VMs are created. So it's a VM.
So KD, you're trying to say that I saved my VM in C drive. Microsoft saved in the cloud, right?
Their data center. Their server.
Yeah, somewhere else.
But
we don't know that location.
We don't know the location. We don't know in which rack, in which hard drive location, which one thing, Hari, you can choose the country. So you can choose
that's
India,
region.
That's the region. So we only choose the region. But other than that, which building, which rack, which
that is not our priority. I mean, they will take care of
they
that.
Don't expose also, they don't tell also, we don't know what it is. So everyone, so like this, sir, exactly like what I created a VM. In Azure, if you create virtual machines, the same thing is going to happen. But only thing is, sir, if you don't create like this, what we rather do is we go to Azure portal, we go to the portal, and this is the portal, sir. We'll start doing demos from next week. Just go to the portal and create a VM like this, sir. Just go ahead and create a virtual machine and let it load. I will show you. Yeah, so this is how you create a virtual machine in the cloud. But sir, the moment you do this VM creation like this, in the background, sir, there's a script that runs and goes and executes the script in the Microsoft data center. The VM is provisioned, created. So that's exactly what we're doing, sir. So 1 minute, sir. Virtual machine is one important concept we have to finish. So today only I'm showing a demo. Or if you want, no, today only we'll finish this demo. So VM creation demo. And tomorrow we can, or half today and half tomorrow we can finish. But VMs we have to finish this week. Sir. Sir, can I, with your approval, you all have patience, right? Fresh in mind. Anybody from night shift, by the way? I forgot to ask this question. Anybody from night shift like me up to 2 a.m., 3 a.m.? So happy. Nobody asked. Okay. Then you keep me active, sir. So thank you. I'll keep you active. So, and anyone finishing night shift and coming to class, please let me know. And I'll have my special focus on you because I'll be monitoring you more if you tell me openly. So done. Going back to the topic. So are you clear what is a private cloud? What is a public cloud? Public means you're sharing with everyone. You don't have control at all. Private means you are having an agreement. You're having an agreement. You have control. Not control, sir. You have, okay, yeah, you have control. You have control to some extent, not completely. So that is, now you should ask one question, sir. Why are these two options, KD, public and private cloud? Only direct answer for that question is, sir, maybe, sir, I don't have complete trust at the moment. I don't want to take a risk of sharing my resources with anyone, right, sir? And I have compliance rules I have to follow. So all these reasons why you go for private cloud. There are three actual reasons which I will tell you later. So we'll discuss. And by the way, so when cloud is becoming so famous, why every company is not changing? Because they have data sovereignty rules, sir. Banks, you cannot store your data outside the data center of a bank. There are rules. Sir. Core banking data you can't store. Nowadays things are changing slowly, sir. But even now, a lot of banks are not there into it. Talk about JP Morgan Chase. Talk about HDFC Bank. Talk about there are some banks, and I'm not saying no. There are some banks who are already following it, but they are somehow skeptical. They're not doing it, sir. So legacy applications you have, sir. Why are companies managing their own data centers? Why are you not coming to the cloud? Reason, sir. Cloud supports only latest operating systems. Old operating systems, they don't support. Maybe that's one more reason, sir. Legacy applications are there. Legacy operating systems are there. Who knows? That's why they are not there. They're not supportive. Got it, sir? And hey, there are a lot of reasons if we keep talking, sir. So technically, you have already made an investment. So by the way, Vijay Bhaiya has purchased in their organization, they have purchased last year only, they purchased some 500 servers. 500 servers last year. So this year, can you go to cloud and sell all that off? A lot of loss, right? You already made an investment. So the warranty period, for example, is for 3 years. So next 2 years, Vijay Bhaiya and company will not go to the cloud because 2 years they have to use that investment because they made a 3 years investment already. So all these reasons will also count, sir. You simply can't jump into the cloud just like that. There are a lot of restrictions you need to hold and watch and do. Okay, can I move on with that statement? So private cloud means your company managing your own data center is also called as private cloud. You completely outsourcing your data center and keeping in Microsoft location is also called as private cloud without a second thought. And then, sir, public cloud means you are sharing space with others, full control with Microsoft. From our side, very minimal control is there. Full control with Microsoft. Got it, sir? So by the way, so KD, what are you showing now? There was a VM creation screen that you are showing. Yes, so whatever I was showing is public cloud. Oh, so our entire course is going to be on the public cloud? Yes, our entire course is going to be on the public cloud. Sir, you all know already private cloud. So you are using private cloud for all these 10, 15, 20 years of experience that you have. You are using private cloud only, in other words. Your own companies, your own data center, your own management. So our focus will be on private cloud. And so there's one more option called hybrid cloud. Whenever you want private cloud, you be on the private cloud. Whenever you have demand, you can go for public cloud. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, sir, not like this. Let me play a video. So if you all are okay, I'll take a minute more and just play a small video, which I like a lot. Not even hardly 1.5 minute video. With your approval, may I? Okay. Thank
Jai
you.
Balaya.
Okay, sir. I'm playing it now. Just a minute. I'm sharing sound. This guy is taking time to copy. Just a second. I'm sorry, just. Okay, so while this is doing, why to waste time?
KD, one question.
Yeah.
If A user create a one virtual machine and a B user create one virtual machine in public cloud, A virtual machine can use the B user also?
No, not at all. Because A is a separate subscription, B is a separate subscription.
But
and
finally, both. Yeah, all these servers are located in the one location. That's what we are calling as a public. That's it.
That's all. That's all. Yes.
Okay. But there is no control for A user's machine on B.
Not at all. No, not at all.
Okay.
And so look at this, please. Azure. So everyone, I'm sure if you have not watched this video, one more video, which I will show after this video. So if you look at Microsoft Data Center, so this is how they look. Microsoft data centers. I'm just loading them. 2 minutes. Yeah. Look, at least let's watch this video. Meanwhile, the other video is playing.
As we're looking forward to the 21st century, what is going to be the foundation of innovation is cloud. It's going to be data centers.
Everyone thinks the cloud is up there. The cloud's actually up there and down here.
I like that joke, sir. The cloud is up there and cloud is down here. So
data centers are the foundation to the cloud.
Data centers are the foundation for the cloud. Cloud is nothing but data centers managed by all these big companies, giants.
They're the building block. We take what turns from concrete and steel and fiber and copper and power and turn it into a product and a service.
Customers come to the cloud because they want the latest in.
So I think I have to stop here. So look at this one, sir. With that scale, Microsoft is building data centers. So I mean, this is not a total data center, right? But you can see how many buildings wise they have split into, right? And each having a massive
Greatest technologies. They want to be able to deploy that anywhere in the globe at any time without any constraints.
Microsoft's cloud serves over 1 billion customers and over 20 million companies worldwide.
You're hearing the audio, right?
Yes.
We're challenged to deliver availability, safety, security, and then also meet customers' growth demands.
So I think this is the best way. So again, by looking at a rack, just don't confirm that it can be a server also. It can be a hard disk also. Disk-based racks, server-based racks. So anything it can be, because by looking at this, we can't tell like that. But once you are there, we can easily identify.
We still want that innovation, but we want to be able to multiply it rapidly every time.
So Microsoft has got 160 plus data centers, but wait, this is an old video. Now it is 200 plus data centers globally. When you say data centers, one building is called as one data center. Got it? One building or set of buildings. Building is called as data center.
So that leads to us finding a very scalable approach to the hardware so that it can be deployed at massive scale across the data center footprint that we have across the globe.
Microsoft runs on trust. Cloud services in general run on trust. Trust actually.
So look at this one, sir. These are undoubtedly servers. You can.
Is one of those things where it's not something that you really provide, it's something that you earn.
Customers are taking their data, their processes, their livelihoods in a very real way and giving those to us in order to enable us to run them better.
It's the NOC, sir, NOC room, where they centrally sit and monitor everything. What happened? Okay, looks like bandwidth got stuck. Anyways, let it resume. But sir, are you getting what I'm saying? This is how they physically manage data centers. 169, 200 plus data centers they have as of today. And if you want proof of it,
So KD, are they exclusively for Azure cloud or
exclusive Azure cloud?
private global clouds and all?
Azure cloud, Microsoft's own cloud we're talking about. The AWS we're not discussing, but they also have similar data centers. Sir,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So 2 minutes more, please.
No, I'm not asking. I'm asking about private.
No, that data center we saw, right? 1 minute. Am I audible? That data center which you saw now, right? That
Yes, audible, KD.
that includes private also, public also. That is the overall data center they have. Overall buildings they have, overall data centers they have, 200 plus globally, 200 plus data centers. If you are a customer who you are going and asking, give me private, they'll give you private. If you are a public customer, you'll use public. So data center is same, but areas, they split that area. So this is a private, this is for public, and we don't know how they do, sir, but that's how it is. Okay, done. So now just let me play this video. Reason, there's a reason, just 2 minutes.
Let's talk clouds. No, not those clouds. I'm talking about cloud computing. Like, what are clouds? What makes them better than computing BC? That's before clouds. What are the major types of clouds? And how might you best use each type based on your needs? Let's start with what a cloud is. All clouds are data centers.
Sir, I will pause, not because you don't know English, not like that, sir. I'm wantedly pausing so that we insist on that point. All clouds are nothing but data centers, right? As clearly said.
Or multiple data centers.
Set of data centers, like Microsoft, 200 plus data centers.
Made up of compute and storage resources connected by a network.
So Microsoft has already set this up, big infrastructure, sir. In the years, in the last 10 years, they have put this effort and built such a big, massive scale. Like AWS also has done it. Microsoft also has done it. Huge, 200 plus servers, extreme internet cabling, C cables they have built. A lot of effort they have put, sir, both the companies. Again, I have to appreciate both the companies,
But what makes a data center a cloud is that all of those resources are virtualized into one big, giant shared pool of resources.
The word is very clear, sir. In a Microsoft data center or AWS data center, everything is virtualized. The person clearly said it. This is a video from Intel. So yes, it's clearly said that everything is virtualized, purely virtualized. There's no physical machines. Now you have physical, sir, but earlier days it was, this is a very old video.
Which can be intelligently and automatically orchestrated. And that means it can adapt to meet the ever-changing needs of your apps and the ever-changing utilization and availability of each resource.
I think I love this one small picture, sir, which creates a big impact. See, just understand, sir. You have applications of your company. Earlier, what were we doing, sir? We were managing our own servers and all, right? Now it's not the case. Look at this one, sir. You have demand. You have demand. Yes, sir. You use cloud infrastructure. See, so all these are Microsoft data centers. From here, you use the power, and whatever your application wants, you're helping. Am I clear, sir? So control is there. I mean, so you don't have hardware level control, resource level control you don't have, but you can ask what you want. Just a minute, just a minute. Yes, sir. So what I'm saying is that applications can previously your own servers, data center, but now it is all cloud. So the demand is being met by this. So cloud orchestration, easy, everything is automated. Okay, so let's move on.
And that's why clouds are awesome. Today's clouds are smart, automated, and adaptive. Apps can be deployed far more quickly without custom provisioning.
So apps can be created just like that. So you want a VM ready in 5 minutes. So you want a VM is ready in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. You want the application to be installed, ready in less than 5 minutes. It was not like that earlier. Sir, you tell me, sir, Vijay bhai, I'll ask you, if we have to build a server, olden days, sir, what is the process? You have to raise a request to your IT team. Your IT team will again procure one server, purchase one server, right, sir? Or if it's a VM, they will at least, you need to contact your Windows team. Your Windows team will build a VM. How much time does all this nonsense take, sir? Let's be frank.
Nowadays also I'm just the same.
2-3 days.
Yeah, so 2-3 days of time, sir. Now, AWS or Azure, 5 minutes, done. Of course, in your company, no matter how much of automation you do, approvals and all that will still take time. So, yeah, just now Thiago said, Karthik is saying.
In my current organization, I'm seeing at least 1 week it is taking.
Yeah, see, sir, 1 week, 10 days, 15 days at times. And so that's an irritation. So that's why there are so many companies who are moving into cloud so that they can make things fast and quick and extremely fast, not just fast.
Boxes. And once deployed, those apps can dynamically scale.
Scaling is easy. You can create multiple copies of your app
On demand. Resource issues like congestion or failure can be resolved automatically.
So something fails, just do a failover easily. So all these are self-management and easy ways of handling it. So I'll make it fast. I'm moving out.
Quite simply, clouds can be more efficient and cost-effective than traditional data centers.
So I think so this picture is self-explanatory. I don't need to talk anything about it. So cloud, you're paying less and efficiency is more. In traditional data center, efficiency is less and you're paying more. So keep that in mind.
So let's take a closer look at each type of cloud and which type might be the best for your needs. We'll start with public clouds. They're what most people think of when they talk about the cloud. What makes them public is that they are hosted by a cloud service provider who rents space on the cloud to their mini customers or tenants. Those tenants generally only pay for services they actually use, much like how we consume electricity.
So what you pay is, so what you use is what you pay for. That's all, like an electricity or anything else, like a water meter. What you pay, what you use is what you pay for. That's it.
As a service for our energy needs. Public clouds let you offload management where you don't mind giving up some control. That's why they're a popular choice for hosting everyday apps like email, customer relationship management, HR, and...
Sir, can I have all your attention, please? This is important. That's why I'm holding here. This up. Normally, when people use public cloud, so 2 minutes, please listen, because you're not on camera. I don't know if they're listening or not. People who are on camera, at least I can see. So listen to this point. Especially when we are using public cloud, people host important applications, non-business related, important applications like web forms, if you have any in your company, email systems, Office 365, chatting systems, collaboration means Teams and all that, HR-based systems, Workday, and few other applications on the cloud. CRM, sir, customer relationship management applications like a feedback forms and all that. So did you notice, do you see anything business related here? How you run your business for smooth business operations, that type of applications you are keeping here. Non-business critical in public cloud. So sir, this video is an old video, okay? Nowadays, what people are doing, business critical applications also they are hosting in public cloud. Earlier, there was a perception like that. So Office 365, tell me all, I'm sure 200, except if you are an IBM employee, you might be using something else, but everyone else, each one of us are using Teams. Each one of us are using Outlook. So Teams, Outlook are what, sir? It's nothing but on the public cloud. Your company is using Office 365 product, which is on a public cloud. You're using cloud, sir, whether you accept or not. How much does Microsoft charge per employee? Can I ask a quick question to all of you, sir? How much does Microsoft employee charge per employee? Microsoft charges your company per employee 130, 140, 150 rupees, sir. That's it for monthly maintenance. And they're giving you what, sir? 1 TB of storage, 1 email service for 135 rupees. That's it. So for all the earlier companies used to do what, sir? Earlier, all the companies used to do what? Email servers of your own used to be there. Mail servers of your own. Emails were managed by your company itself in your data center, but that's not the case now. Microsoft, take our emails, keep it with you. Charge 100 rupees, I'll give you. And my tension is gone. People with 15 years experience, Vijay Bhaiya, me, and many others, we struggled managing. So, by the way, just one last point, sir. Databases, email servers of your company, Exchange, backend is SQL Server. If your company was managing email servers, backend is SQL Server. SQL Server stores all your actual emails of your company. The story is long, sir, but on a short note, public clouds have become so famous now. This is an old story, sir. Nowadays, even the business critical applications are also hosted in the public cloud. Safety has increased and a lot of things. Okay, sir. Can I move on this topic? And again, I have one more topic to finish.
Other business support apps. Private clouds are next. They're private because they only have one tenant. You get all the goodness of a cloud, but you can control and customize it to fit your needs.
So you have a customization, you can control a little more than normal public clouds, but you get the whole thing and you have to pay more.
And that control is why many companies are migrating their data centers to private clouds to run core business apps that provide unique competitive advantages like research, manufacturing, supply chain management, and
so I think I have to stop, sir. So BI, business intelligence services of the company are being stored in private cloud, analytics, supply chain management, research and development, ERP, enterprise resource planning. So all these softwares and products are being kept in the private cloud, in your own data center or in Microsoft data center. But that myth is busted. Now people are using even public cloud for critical business applications also. So I think I don't have anything else to talk, Constanza. And one last thing I have is
more. Because they're a combo of both public and private clouds. You get all the benefits of both and more, like the ability to create new, innovative apps with uncertain demand.
So if you use hybrid cloud, did you hear the word called innovative apps? Because a company is launching a new application. Let's say, sir, I am launching my own product called What's Down, not What's Up, but What's Down. Some apps, just some app. It's a chatting app. Okay. Or how are you? Let's keep it even simple. How are you is my new app. I don't know whether this app will be successful or not, sir, but I'm launching it. And I kept, so of course, I don't want to purchase money, spend servers, maintain an infrastructure. Nowadays, all companies, all the startups are doing the same, right? Use a cloud service provider, Azure or AWS, create the VMs, that's it, and use the VMs and deploy the app. App is deployed. But so do I know it's going to be success or failure? Don't know. So what I did, sir, I will go for private cloud. And I'm seeing that my business is very good on Saturday and Sunday, sir, because people are exploring more options, and my How Are You app is working extremely a lot of people are using it on Saturdays and Sundays. So what I will do on Saturdays and Sundays, I will add extra servers. Monday again, load is normal. So I will use combination of private cloud and public cloud both, because load, demand spike. So what's this?
Apps you can deploy on your private cloud, which can burst to the public cloud during demand spikes.
So when demand spikes are there, when demand is huge, at that time, just add on Friday evening, I'll add some servers, and my load, my customers are happy, I am happy, and I'm spending money only on Saturday and Sunday for extra servers. Remaining days, I'm not. So public cloud, sir, it's so easy. Creating a VM is so easy. So you can complement hybrid. Hybrid model is an excellent model. All companies are using it. Private, normally, when demand is more, use public cloud. So that's also, I have nothing else to say. And if you have any questions.
So there you go. Just remember, there are several types of clouds, and businesses are tending to use each type of cloud based on their service delivery needs.
So look at this one last picture and tell me, if you want more scalability means if you want to scale, increase, then go for public cloud. If you want more control, I don't care about scaling much, but I want more control, go for private cloud. If you want combination of both, sir, go for hybrid cloud. This is what is the other options that we have in the cloud. But KD, in the demos and all what you are going to show, so everything is public cloud itself. What we are doing is public cloud. If I go and create one VM, sir, if I go and create a VM, this VM is getting created where, sir? In the public cloud. Or if I create a database, sir, the database is going to get created in a public cloud. Unless and until I tell Microsoft, I want private cloud, then it's a different story. But this is public cloud. Yes, Manoj, you are saying something.
KD, is it the client requirement or what? Whether private or public?
Yes, sir. So your company must design the architect. Your company must design the architecture and decide what they want to do, private or public.
I mean, how much customers we have on that client is requirement, right?
It depends on customer base also. It depends on data sovereignty rules. It depends on compliance rules. It depends on country specific rules. It depends on geography rules. It depends on your plans, your departments your company has, where all which all locations your country is located in. A lot of factors will put together, sir. But yes, architecture wise, first decision must be made. We want to be in a private cloud or we want to be in a public cloud.
Sure. Right.
user create any virtual machine on public cloud, again, that user only when using, then why can't we call as a private only that one again public?
So it is something like this. So let's say Accenture, not Accenture is a bad example. I'll take, okay, DMart, DMart stores. So DMart IT team is there. So DMart wanted some virtual machines suddenly. For what purpose? They want to install some software. They want to test that software. First testing purpose. So now you tell me, sir, if DMart wants to use private cloud, that means what? Two options, right? Either DMart have their own servers, that is also private cloud.
Yeah.
Or DMart already had an agreement with Microsoft and said that, hey, we want this much of capacity from your data center, give us. So either this or that, right, sir? So now your team knows, you are employee of DMart now, you know, and your team knows that, oh, we are creating VMs in the private cloud. You know, because in private cloud, you have servers. That's a different style of VM creation. Whatever you are seeing on the portal now, what I'm showing you on the screen, sir, this is purely public cloud. So when you are creating a virtual machine, you can decide, hey, I want a private cloud or shall I create in the public cloud? So your company must decide, DMart must decide. Let's say you have both options.
KD?
Yes, sir.
As I'm new employee, okay, in company, so how can I find whether private or public on the client using?
So that, let's say your Windows team builds the service. Example, I'm saying. Let's say your Windows team builds the service. If you want to know, you have to ask. So Windows team doesn't build. Nowadays, DBA team itself is building the servers, to be frank with you. My team builds all our servers. We don't ask our Windows team to build anymore. So the game is changing. The way we are working is changing. So if you ask me, how do you know? By whichever infrastructure you are selecting, right, sir, when building the VM, you will know. I mean, let's say public cloud means when you create a VM, you go to the portal and do option. So you know, okay, I'm selecting public cloud. We know it very clearly. So private cloud means the method will be different. That's all.
Right.
Public cloud, our resources will be used by other users also now. That's what confirming.
So end of the day, we are creating these VMs for our, let's say DMart is doing means what, sir? End of the day, that will be used by DMart's customers or somebody.
Other users also.
DMart's
completely,
DMart's
private,
customers.
we can't able to use others. Only whoever is going to create it.
Not like that at all. Even private also, you can expose it to others, make it use. Anything can be used, but there are two options. I can make, see, I'm hosting a new application. DMart is hosting a new application. And I'll make it clear. So DMart wants to, so okay, let's make it even simple, sir. DMart is creating a feedback form. Feedback form means you have to install an application at the DMart store. Once your shopping is done, or maybe, okay, even make it simple, sir. Outside the DMart store, they kept kiosk. Many shops you will also see. When going out, you have to press a smiley button or a not happy button or a neutral button, right? That's one application. All this data is getting collected where? Stored into this new feedback server that you are building. So this feedback server is capturing all this from across all the DMart stores worldwide or India-wide. 1100, 1200 stores they have, correct, sir? So all that information storing in this server. Now it is being used by whom? End customers. Who built it? DMart. This can be kept in a private cloud also. This can be kept in public cloud also. They can decide where to keep it. End users are their customers only who are giving the feedback. So what is the question that you have now? I can keep it there. I can keep it here, sir. It's my choice.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, KD, could you please correct my understanding? Actually, public cloud is already infrastructure is there. They will create our VM in existing infrastructure. If we choose private cloud, they have to manage a separate hardware for us.
I think everyone, Kishore summarized in a very simplistic and best way of telling it. I love the way he said. Everyone, what Kishore is saying is, if you did not focus on what he said, listen again, sir. What Kishore said is, if I go for a public cloud, KD, already hell lots of servers and infrastructure they have built, right? So what did Microsoft plan and do? Millions and millions of customers, let them come. They, in the video you heard, right, sir, 1 billion customers we are supporting today. Don't you think Microsoft is capable of supporting another 1 billion customers? They are. They already have that big infrastructure, sir. So what Kishore said, if I am using public cloud, already server power, everything is available, I can easily use it and create it. If I am using a private cloud, I have an agreement with Microsoft, right? I can't go a capacity. There is a limitation. I can't go beyond it. If I want to go beyond it, I have to take approval from Microsoft. Microsoft should give. So that means there's an agreement, say 10 VMs capacity, 100 GB storage. Some limitation will be there in a private cloud, sir. You can't build. So you can't tell whenever I want, you give me. No, that's not possible in a private cloud. In a private cloud, there are agreements written. So what Kishore said, in a private cloud, you have limitations. In a public cloud, you have endless possibilities. Am I right, Kishore? That's what you said, right, sir?
Yes, KD.
So 200% correct comparison. In a private cloud, you have limitations. If you are hosting everything in Microsoft data center, in a public cloud, sir, a lot of hardware and infra is available. You can use it whenever you want. Yes, Kishore. So continue. You're saying something.
Yeah. Do you know minimum how much VMs we have to take in a private
No,
cloud?
because that comes with the sales team's interactions only. And how much of capacity, how much of you're giving. So you have to give your specifications first. They will provide whatever is there. So, but that is your company's decision, DMART's decision.
Okay.
And you have to tell, sir, hey, I want this much of infra, this much of power, this much of this one, give me. And then upon the agreement, if it is available, they will definitely give.
Okay.
We cannot tell.
Okay.
Hari, you were saying something. We interrupted.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, so all of you don't think that we are wasting time here. So it is definitely not. It's just interactions, and it really helps. And any questions that comes to your mind, sir, please ask, and then we will immediately jump on next. So 6:30 to 9 time is allocated, sir. No change in the time. 6:30 to 9. If you want, we can in the middle. We can have a short break if you really want. Tomorrow onwards, we'll decide that. Maybe 5-10 minutes pause in the middle if you really want.
So, KD, just one more. As we have a physical service also offering by Microsoft nowadays, as
Correct.
you mentioned.
Yes. Okay.
So, how much time would it take for physicals? Like virtuals are going very less time, like minimum of 5 minutes. So, how effort for physical server? Any exposure that?
One second. So I'm showing you that. One minute. I'm just showing something. Yeah. Look at this. This is the one you're talking about. On the screen, Balaji, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
So Azure dedicated host is what they call. This came up of late. I mean, this is not a very old product or something, sir. Came recently. See, provides visibility into and control over their infrastructure. Physical servers. Physical servers is what you can get on the screen, sir. Okay. So you can get a dedicated host. Sir, your very own private cloud in Azure. So do you agree now? Physical servers also you can have, purchase it, but how much is what your question is, right? Because I did not explore this much. Let's see the pricing. So I don't know what is the costing, but we can check. So let's say South India. So the reason South India came here automatically is because right now I'm located in Vijayawada. I traveled last weekend, Friday. So Chennai is near to me. So it auto senses it. Got it? Or it picks the nearby location. Hyderabad is also near. By the way, sir, Microsoft is coming up with one more data center in Hyderabad. India has total 3 now. 4th one is coming up. So total 4 data centers. One they are trying to demolish. I'll tell the story later. But first one, sir, they have in Pune, one in Mumbai, other one is in Chennai, and another one is coming up in Hyderabad shortly. So if you can scroll down, sir, look at this. Oh my God, sir. Look at the powers. You have lowest ones, you have highest ones also, but these are all physical servers that we are talking about. This much of power, the infra they can give, sir. And cost also is here. You can see. Got it, sir? Per hour,
Yes.
$6. Per hour, $5.6 per hour costing. And sir, if you pay upfront 1 year reserved, you will save 41%. If you pay 3 years reserved, you'll pay 60% or something. You'll save.
So is it will be the same like virtual, like on weekends the business is low and we can
Physical, right? This is not virtual, sir. Physical.
Okay.
We are talking about physical server in Microsoft location, your own server.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So means KD, at the end of the day, the servers are in cloud only, right?
They are in Microsoft data center, private cloud,
Means
your own.
private cloud. Yes. Yes.
This is not being shared by anyone. Correct, sir.
Azure private cloud.
Azure private cloud.
Yes.
So showing you everything, sir. Now to control this machine, they will give you a separate access. Hey, it's not through portal, sir. This one you can't control through portal. They will give you a separate access and say, hey, this is how you should access this server. You put a request. You can choose what you want, sir. Low-end machine, 64 GB, one less also are there, high also are there. You just need to pick what you want. Oh God, 11 TB, my God. At the cost, extremely expensive. So anything else? Any questions? So can I
believe the prices are not inclusive with OS, right? I see
no.
a separate tab there.
Exactly, sir. Puru, this is only the above ones is the only hardware cost. Operating system license cost is separate. And one more option is also there, called Azure Hybrid Benefit, AHB. If you already have purchased license in your office, you can use that license.
Oh, okay.
And you can claim it. So this is the cost per hour for operating system. And again, that depends on how many processors you have. More processors, more cost per hour. So imagine a 416 CPU machine. 416.
Just trying to read something just before, sir. Can you go to the back once on the same page? On the first page where we're discussing about
which one, sir? You mean
in the same, yeah, just click on the back there button there. Okay, before we come for this thing, right? Yeah, just go up, please. Okay. Yeah, it says a dedicated physical server to host your Azure VMs. Is it something like,
one thing, sir, what is the capacity? See, that means it's a private space, right? You're not sharing with anyone. You will create, end of the day, we will create virtual machines on it, or you want to use that power for any other purpose that you want to build. But yes, exactly, sir. The whole intent of this one is having Azure VMs in it. But it's your own.
Is it something like ESXi?
Exactly.
Like a hypervisor?
Host. Yes,
yeah,
okay. Kind of. So but this is in our control, sir. We can shut it down. We can keep it on. Your choice. So you have full control on this one. Sorry, Puru. Or
yeah, sorry. So it is something like a one physical server, and they are allowing me to create my own private cloud in that. Okay, and they support with the software with that. Okay. So what if I want a physical server dedicated to one app?
Then sir, see in this also, right? See, to host your Azure VMs. Now, if you don't want this, because this is what they are doing for Azure VM hosting. If you want only a VM, only one server for hosting your application, there is also one more service. That's what we need to check the service name. I can check and tell you what is that service. There's an option.
Sure.
I think there's an option.
Okay.
Or sir, or let's assume that there is no option also. Pick one server, one physical server, build one VM in it, full capacity, and put your application there. That is also. In worst case, if it is not there, I'll double check and tell you. I remember there is.
Sure. Yeah, but the extra layer of a VM
OS and
this would cost me, right? Again.
Okay. I'm just saying, worst case, if it is not there also, then in that case. Okay. So all of you, if you're okay, let's quickly jump upon to the slides one more time, because I just have one last thing to finish. So hybrid cloud is good, or which one is good is all your choice, please. Any cloud is okay, sir. All. Not okay in the sense your business must be okay with that decision. hybrid cloud, public cloud, private cloud. But if you ask me, Katie, what is that you're using in your office environment? We have hybrid cloud. We use hybrid cloud because when demand is more, we add this public cloud as a supporting character for private cloud. We are not using Azure dedicated host. All our VMs in Azure itself. We are not using Azure dedicated host. Just telling you, it is expensive. Okay, done, sir. Last word with this, we will end today's class. Because yeah.
KD, one question. It could be like, little early now. Okay. Suppose like, if I wanted to have a set of VMs with the same subnet, okay, it's a kind of like a grouping of VMs on these things. And is that been possible with Azure?
100%.
So suppose it can be, right? Okay.
And Azure is so humble. I mean, again, not too much of appreciating, but sir, sitting in Azure, you can add your AWS machines also and monitor from here.
Okay.
So meaning they are scoping up for others also, but yes, please, you can create multiple subnets and VNets and create your own network and make it a big infra and all that. So we are doing demo of that also. So mostly, if possible, tomorrow itself we'll start building that demo. So everyone, so with this intro, and we are only talking about introduction. So thank you for your patience. Class is not done yet. Let's complete this one last point. See, so now, how many types of services we have in Azure? Count. 200 plus. 200 plus services in Azure.
Yes.
Simple logic, sir. Some services you have full control on, full in the sense you have control on. Some services you have got limited control. Microsoft controls more, you control very less. So services are categorized, all the Azure 200 plus services are categorized as IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. If you ask me, KD, virtual machine, so VMs, in virtual machine, you don't have hardware level control. So because hardware is controlled by Microsoft, storage is controlled by Microsoft, servers are controlled by Microsoft, virtualization layer is controlled by Microsoft. You have no control on anything of that sort. So what do you call that, sir? You have no control on any of these layers. So you control from what, sir? Operating system, Windows, Linux, and on that applications data. So that kind of services will come under IaaS. Infrastructure, where, sir, hardware level you have zero control, but rest all control you have. So virtual machine is the best example of that. Agree? Virtual machine. In virtual machine, you don't have control on what? Networking. You don't have control on storage. You don't have control on servers. You don't have control on virtualization, VMware and all that. You have only, or Hyper-V. You have only control on operating system onwards and above. So VMware is the best example of IaaS. So there is one more product called ScaleSet. ScaleSet. One more product called ScaleSet. So ScaleSet is nothing but a set of VMs. 10 VMs, 20 VMs, 100 VMs, 1000 VMs. You can keep them as one ScaleSet. We will discuss that when the time comes. So ScaleSet is one more feature. So that also comes under IaaS. So if you categorize all the 200 plus services which are there, if you really count, they either, if you take one by one all the services, they either come under IaaS or they come under PaaS or they come under SaaS. So first of all, if you are okay with that one line, sir, can I move forward? IaaS means what? You have control at operating system level. Infrastructure as a service. IaaS means infrastructure as a service. You are purchasing infrastructure as a service. PaaS means you are purchasing platform as a service, meaning, sir, you don't care about operating system. You don't care about maintenance. You don't want that, sir. You just want to use the application and you just want to use the data. You don't care about how the rest all things run. That is called as PaaS. So few minutes back, I showed you that service called ADF, Azure Data Factory. It's a 200% PaaS product. PaaS means, so you don't know where the server is, you don't know where the database is, we don't know where the hardware is, you don't know where the virtualization is, you don't know where the operating system is, you don't know anything about these all layers, sir. But SSIS package you can run. How's that? SSIS package is an application, it runs. And so in the below that, whatever is there, you just ignore. You don't care. So Azure Data Factory is also an example of PaaS. And last one, sir, SaaS, software as an application, software as a service. So we all are using SaaS applications from our long time. WhatsApp, Teams, Spotify, Geo7. Sorry if I'm missing any apps. So you don't care how it runs, sir. Do you care how WhatsApp runs and all that? It's running in Facebook servers, understood? Meta servers. But do you really care how it is being run? Do you care about hardware? Do you care about software? Do you care about the operating system? Do you care about the application? Or what is WhatsApp built on, sir? Who knows? Who knows? You are just an end user of the application. You're happy about using it. Simple, sir. Very simple logic. So software as a service means you don't care about anything. You just use the software. Like Teams. Teams was built in .NET, on .NET. Who cares? All your chats are getting stored where? Who cares? 30 days, 60 days later, the chats goes off. Who cares? It's working, right, sir? Perfect. So SaaS means software as a service application. PaaS means it's like a software you are using. PaaS means you can use the application and the data. IaaS means you control from the OS level everything. So keep that in mind, sir. Every Azure service either falls under IaaS, PaaS, or SaaS. You should check it. Yes, Manoj?
Can you pass examples again repeatedly?
I just said Teams, WhatsApp, Geo7, Spotify.
That is SaaS, right, TD?
I said SaaS only. What was that you're asking, sir?
SaaS.
PaaS. Okay,
PaaS.
Platform as a service. See,
Right.
I'll take you to that list of services of Azure, right? So look at this, the list of services in Azure. If you really look at this, virtual machine is no doubt an IaaS. Agree? Answer. Azure virtual machines, Linux virtual machines, Azure virtual machines, Linux virtual machines, or containers, all these come under IaaS. If you ask me what is PaaS, let's go to databases. So if I click on, I hope you're seeing it. I'm on databases screen, Data Factory, PaaS. Cosmos DB, PaaS, because you don't care how it runs in the background. You store the data and you use it. That's it. And so Azure SQL, like it's a database, where is Azure SQL database. So you don't care about backups. Backups will be taken by Microsoft. Everything is managed by Microsoft. Space is managed by Microsoft. You just create a database, store data in it. So application and data. SQL database is also PaaS. So all these are managed instance is a PaaS. So all these come under table storage is a PaaS, because hardware is not under control. So Cassandra is a PaaS. Yeah, a lot of products. Sir. And if you really want the list of PaaS services, just Google for Azure Platform Services. I think they should have a list. Or maybe if they don't have, sir, I don't know. We have to check. Yeah. Oh, is that okay? Yeah. Look at this one, sir. See, IaaS means what is coming under IaaS? Servers, storage, networking, physical data centers and all that, building and all. This comes under IaaS. PaaS means operating systems and some analytics tools. SaaS means all the applications that are hosted. So each service comes under IaaS, PaaS, or SaaS. You should check actually.
Thank you.
Any questions anybody has, sir? Because actually I wanted to do VM creation, but it would consume its own sweet time. So if you're okay, can we do VM creation tomorrow morning as we start? And sir, requesting all of you, because tomorrow's discussion will be even more deep dive. Today we did nothing, to be frank, but only except we talked about the intro. So tomorrow will be a literal deep dive, because I will talk about scale set. I will talk about data center, some terminologies, because these, as a DBA only, I'm saying, sir, these terminologies are very, very important. What is a fault domain? What is an update domain? What is an availability set? What is an availability zone? So these terminologies are extremely important. So hence requesting all of your video presence if possible. Okay, I'll not force you this weekend, sir, but definitely next weekend I will do. But sir, because see, today I know that only RK was absolutely listening. Tiagu was no doubt listening. Akram was there and Hari was there on the video. 4 people. Okay, so Manoj was on off. So what I'm saying is, If you can be on the video more, this can be interactive sessions. Very much interactive, trust me, because I will see your expression, I will change my examples, because unless and until I analyze you, sir, it's tough. And again, what we will do is 6:30 sharp we'll start class, sir. Okay, listen to this, 6:30 sharp we will do. If you are okay, 8 o'clock we'll take a 5-minute break, 5-10 minutes break as you need, and then we'll immediately jump back to 9, 5, 9:10 we will wrap it. And I'll assure you that I'll not extend beyond, and I'll not start early as well. See, the reason why we are doing between 6:30 and 9 is because there's a reason, sir. After 9, if you want to go back to bed, you can. If you have your routines, you can. So your life is with you still. So your weekend is still with you. So for that reason, sir. Other than that, there is nothing else, because early morning we start and we finish, and then restore. You don't disturb your weekend. That's the only reason. Are we good with that plan, sir? Give me feedbacks, please. Crack some jokes on me like Hari does as always. You also please do. And sir, I am smart enough to give counterattacks also. Satirical. It should be fun is what I am end of the day saying. And it should not be a unidirectional message being given, not at all, sir. And I would be more than happy if you can prepare and come, put more challenges, put hurdles on me. And so I would not feel like, what are you questioning and all that. So because challenge me more, the more you challenge, I love it more. So please, and sir, lot of fun is ahead. This is just the beginning, trust me. I'm not counting this weekend because this is what I call the warm-up weekend, first weekend, and count a 10 after this. So that's all. Yes, Balaji, you raised hand.
So KD, here the cloud comes with these 3 models only, right? Like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So no other in terms of any cloud service.
So actually, there are some other names.
Okay.
Actually, core names are this. IaaS, PaaS.
Okay, got
core
it.
names are this, but people come sometimes creative, right? Creative. DBAAS. Okay, I will not use the word database as if something that will come, so I will not say that. But DBAAS, database as a service.
Okay.
There is a word like that. And one more thing, sir, XaaS, anything as a service. So when these words come by, sir, I mean, not to, again, end of the day, core three words. DBAAS is database as a service. Some people call XaaS, anything as a service.
So they will put product name and as a service.
Exactly. Okay. So there are so many customizations you will see in this process line, but technically, officially declared by the cloud specifically is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. And so
there is a DR also, DR as a service, DRaaS.
DRaaS, right? Yeah, I heard about this. Correct, sir. DRaaS, DR as a service. Somebody was saying something. Sir, do you mind? Can you give me 5 more minutes?
Regarding cloud, KD, so do we need to create this this one for tomorrow? Is that okay? You will share
tomorrow.
how
Tomorrow, what we'll do, sir? Because here we have a small challenge. Everyone, listen to this, please. So we have a small challenge. This subscription that we are going to create, right? You're going to create will be with your credit card or with your office mail ID. So the subscription will give only 1 month time. After 1 month, one more subscription will have to struggle. So what my suggestion is, Balaji, this weekend, you don't do any demos, so you just watch it, because unnecessarily it will waste a week of our time. So next weekend, when we start the class with labs only, lots of demos we will do with labs only. So I would want your subscriptions created in the next class. I will show you how to do it tomorrow. Don't do it till the week, sir. Next Saturday, we will do it. And from there, we will do the lab. So please, sir, remember the subscription that we are going to create is Azure free subscription. It will be span of 1 month only. And if you miss by 1 month. Again, you have to create one more subscription, all that tortures. Okay. So before you leave, why I asked the last 5 minutes is because I just want to tell you 2 things, sir. Just watch this one. About content. Okay. About content. Earlier, okay, we have content in KDSSG, sir, but somehow in previous conversations, we did not give the material in the refined form like this. Okay, we used to give in the notepad references in KDSSG DBA reference, DBA material. But now, sir, we have changed the strategy. This will be your reading material. Just giving a heads up. Huh? So let's talk about something here, sir, which we did not discuss in the class. So same thing, same representations, whatever is there in the slides you will find here. So this is what I wanted to show you all. So evolution of cloud. So who started all this? So first of all, whether you know this or not, John McCarthy was the first person to coin. John McCarthy was the first person. Can you see it properly? You seeing it, sir? Is it visible or not?
Yes.
Okay. So John McCarthy was the person who introduced this concept of time sharing, time frame, IBM mainframes. In IBM mainframes, time sharing concept. Okay, sharing concept. So that's where from then in 1960s, kind of that cloud word, kind of like sharing and using. My daughter keeps saying sharing is caring. So like that. So then since then it started. So sharing concept, 1960s. And then, sir, 1969, internet came. So JCR Licklider is the person behind ARPANET. ARPANET is nothing but later on it formed into internet. US Navy started this. Okay. And then, sir, 1970, World Wide Web, internet was launched. Okay, sir. And in 1979, cloud computing word came and formed by whom, sir?
Ramnath
Chellappa. But this name would not found in the history because this is all from Gartner Constellation Research and not from my end. So, but somehow this name is heard less only. No comments. 1999, sir, Salesforce was the first company which started this cloud, actually. Salesforce. So if you say Amazon first, wrong. Amazon started in 2006, sir. The first company that did into the cloud business was Salesforce. Somehow they did not succeed well, but in 2006, sir, internet was already a blockbuster and with good speeds and all that. Then Amazon clicked off well. Salesforce was the first company, remember, in 1999. Okay. And so who is called as father of cloud? Normally, you will say these people as fathers of cloud. Fathers means, I mean to say in a positive way. So fathers of cloud. Sir. So one is Mr. John McCarthy, whom we saw. JCR Licklider, the second person, sir. And John Kemeny and Thomas Kurtz. I don't know where Ramnath Chellappa went in this process. But sir, anyways, normally if you go and Google and refer who are the fathers of cloud, you will see that. That's it. Just a small thing. By the way, you know what? In my daughter's school, they, we went for a school and we went to school for a presentation kids were doing. The teacher was asking all these questions. Father of, she framed some questions asking to parents. Father of computer. Everybody raised hand. Charles Babbage. So father of mother of programming. Father of programming. Hey, come on, sir, we know it. Come on. Programming father. Sorry, Puru.
Just C.
Sorry, a little louder.
C.
C created. What is his name?
Dennis Rich.
Thank you, Dennis Ritchie. Monisha is correct. Dennis Ritchie. Mother of programming. Hey, these were teachers' questions, not my questions. Okay, teachers' questions. Ada. ADA. You can check Google. So she invented this programming of Pascal or something. So I don't remember, but ADA, basic programming or Pascal. Then she asked father of cloud. And I told there are not one father, there are multiple, because I got my favorite question. So I finally answered it. So I said John McCarthy, and there are multiple people. I forgot the other names at that time, sir, but just letting you know. So John McCarthy is the name that you will find. JCR Licklider, and these guys' names you'll find when it comes to fathers of cloud. Okay. And last but not the least, sir, look at last closing. Look at this journey of Microsoft, sir, because Amazon started in 2006. Microsoft came into business in 2010, 4 years later. But sir, Microsoft did not launch in 2010. They started playing with it in 2008 itself. 2006, Amazon launched, sir. 2 years later, they saw some good business. Microsoft got into the business, sir. 2008, they started. So 6, Amazon, 8, Microsoft, research, 10, they launched it. And so when Microsoft launched this project, initially it was called as Project Red Dog in 2008, October. It was called as Project Red Dog. Don't ask me why, it's a code name. So Project Red Dog, right, sir? And on February 1st, 2010, they officially released, and initially it was called as Windows Azure. In 2014, sir, they officially called it as Microsoft Azure. Clear? Why Windows Azure? Because only Windows VMs were being sold. Right? So later on, a lot of services got added. In 2014, they officially started calling it as Microsoft Azure. So this is the story of Azure. Project Red Dog, 2008. No need to remember all that stuff, so but just telling. Project Red Dog, 2008. 10 was the launch date. First, it was called as Windows Azure. In 2014, it is called as Microsoft Azure. Any questions? Okay, that's all. And I think so after Satya Nadella came, I mean, I don't need to tell you business. You guys know it very well. So this went somewhere totally next levels. His excellency, his leadership. So nothing much to say. And so one last thing, I don't know if you have still time. So October 2008, when they first launched it, right? 2008, when they were playing around with it, they sold only 2 products. One is virtual machine, got it, sir? And second one was storage, hard drives, storage and VMs, that's all. And in 2010, sir, onwards, they started adding more and more products to it. So disks and VMs, just like what Amazon did, sir. They also did the same, disks and VMs and nothing else. Okay, so thank you, sir. What I'll do is tomorrow I'll share all this content with you and introductory content. And private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud we discussed today. IaaS and PaaS and SaaS was the initial discussion that we did. Every service falls under these things. And last but not the least, sir, we are starting with virtual machines first. Tomorrow we'll start building virtual machines, and this was a pretty much all for today. Okay, and sir, please, who all know all this, kindly, as I said, excuse me, but tomorrow onwards, definitely it will be a new points. Okay, back to life. Thank you. Meet you back tomorrow morning. If there are no questions, talk to you tomorrow morning, 6:30 sharp, sir. Like today, there will be
KD, one last question.
Sure. And the link will remain same, sir. The link will remain same. No change in the link. Yes, Satish.
KD, I just saw the course content, the topics, main topics, but what are the main content, like the
can I
index?
Guys, everyone, can you please stay back? So because I wanted to do the course curriculum tomorrow morning, but anyways, as you asked, just a minute, sir. I'll show you.
Okay.
Everyone, so don't quit the session. Just be there. Let me show you this curriculum, and then you can sign out. On the screen. You seeing now?
No, okay.
Oh, it's loading, I think. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Do you see now?
Yes.
So first of all, sir, this course is called as Azure for SQL DBAs. Just first clarity. Second ones. This first will start with cloud fundamentals, which we are actually doing now. Second topic will be exclusively IaaS focused. We'll complete some VM creations, Windows VM creations, Linux VM creations, and we will install SQL Server on Linux also on it. Play a little with it. Let's play with them a little, sir, here and there. And then I want to show you some container services. So it's not there in the curriculum, but I still want to show you because nowadays interview questions are coming up with containers also. What are SQL containers? Have you used SQL Server on a container? So that also, it's not there in the curriculum, but I'm covering it this time. And sir, this is it. This is from the IaaS side. So first we'll complete everything about IaaS. We will also build, if you can't see, we will also build always on AG with some load balancers. That will be one big demo, big, huge demo. It will take almost one full Saturday. And again, sir, not only me doing it, right? So you also have to do, that's the point. So probably next Saturday, we'll finish this off. But this is what we'll do. So this is from the IaaS point of view. We are going to cover Windows virtual machines. We are going to cover Linux virtual machines. We are going to cover containers, which I will add and share with you all. We will also cover always on AG configuration in Azure with the load balancers. Got it, sir? This is one way. And then, sir, let's move on with the PaaS section. In the PaaS, we will start with Azure SQL databases, talk a lot about SQL databases in the cloud. Some limitations are there. Some benefits are there. Everything is there. We'll talk about this. And then once elastic concepts, elastic pools, elastic jobs, elastic search, elastic queries. So we have elasticity concepts, a lot of elastic concepts we'll have to discuss. And then managed instance, MI. It's a super selling, super hot product at the moment. almost for many years now, 2 to 3 years. We'll also talk about managed instance. And last but not least, oh my God, my favorite topics are migrations. As some of you said in the introduction, that you are here to explore migrations. I think it was Sendil who said it. So, we'll talk about migrations. And so almost one full weekend plus another weekend half we would need for migration topic alone. Almost like 10 hours of content only on migration, 9 hours of content. Okay, and then because there are that many types of migrations you can do to the cloud. And last but not least, tools, some interesting tools. And so this time onwards for this batch, especially, we are adding some extra things like what is MySQL, Maria, and Postgre. So we're not going deep into MySQL, Maria, Postgre because I also don't know much about them. But as a how to build them, how to keep them ready, because nowadays some kind of preliminary questions are coming up in the interviews about these things. And this is purely for interview purpose. We are trying to explore that area. And so we'll also talk about NoSQL databases, like the different types of NoSQL databases, key value, document-based graph databases, how to create them, what they are, difference between these database technologies, and especially focus on Cosmos DB, sir, because you will get this question in the interviews again about Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB can be a separate course by itself, but we will definitely cover it at introductory level and demos with demos, sir. And last but not the least, and is Synapse, as I told a few minutes back, or almost a half an hour back or 1 hour back. Synapse is again a trending thing, and we'll talk about Synapse. I'll show you build some demos and all on Synapse. This is the curriculum. So huge topics are migration, huge topics are managed instance, huge topics are Azure SQL database and Elastic Pools concept, and of course, IaaS content also being added to this one. And I'm adding some extra content too. This is the curriculum. Satish.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually I wanted to do this tomorrow, but anyways, shall I share with you all this one? Because I'll add one container topic and share it with you all. If you want to refer to that, just see whether we are going in the same order or not. And so one more thing which I will do is, I'm so sorry, I will probably add that also. Taking SQL Server backups using the
I think the storage concept will be covered here, right? The blob storage.
Yes. Okay. And then one more which we're doing is containers. Azure SQL, Azure containers. Let's see. Okay, sir. This is one more topic. So I'm adding this extra stuff, and I'll share this curriculum with you all. All good, sir? Any more questions? So requesting all to be on time, because we'll strictly follow the timings, 6:30 to 9. KD, but 9:12 today. Okay, but from tomorrow, 6:30 sharp we will start, 9 o'clock sharp we will end. And so anybody is coming late, we'll have fines from the further week, and all that fine amount goes into a charity. So requesting all of you to be on the timings. Just if I am coming late, obviously I'll pay. My fine will be 10 times more than you. Let's say you're paying 100, I'll pay 1,000. If you're paying 10, I'll pay 100. So let's decide the amount tomorrow. Answer? And all that amount will be going for charity and purely for charity purpose. Okay, Satya, can we talk about this tomorrow? What you just sent a message about?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow morning, sir. Have chill, have fun, watch Beast. I'm watching it today. Talk to you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Signing off. Have a fantastic day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.